Can you survive without thinking? No. Why do you say that you are body alone? Because you are not made aware of it. All these feelings, thoughts, are called superimpositions, bad teachings. They are good teachings to help you to live in the world, to communicate with others, so that your husband recognizes you, you are my wife. Your child recognizes you, you are my mother. You are my father. But this does not lead you to higher dimension. You will have to know. So when you are working with your body, my body should not have any tension. Very interesting thing. I am writing a book on intuitive diagnosis on this basis. My body, why my body is going through tension? Why this stress? Where is that stress coming from? Is there any thought that has disturbed my equilibrium? Yes. Constantly I am storing some negative impressions in my mind. I am not good. I am good for nothing. I will be not successful. Nobody loves me. I can go through stress. I can go through stress because I am eating bad food constantly. Because food affects the mind. I can go through stress because I am overdoing sex. Or I feel I am incompetent. Or my wife nags me. I cannot sleep because I am disturbed. My sleep is disturbed. Perhaps I am going through stress. So first of all, you find out the cause of stress from the 4 fountains. They are very important to be dealt with. Food, sleep, sex and self-preservation. All the fears come from one corner, self-preservation. You are insecure, you are afraid, that's why you want to preserve yourself, you don't care whether others live or not. All the fears come. I might lose something, I might lose something, I might lose my body, I might die, I might not gain what I want to. I have an advice. I know you will never take it, but it's my duty to give you that. Because I am describing Patanjali system. My advice is not to do anything beyond your capacity. I am not telling you don't. Anything. Sleep, don't oversleep. It's very injurious. Great opportunity you have during your waking state. If you lose that waking state and go to sleep, why are you misusing your time that you have? You can meditate, you can study, you can write, you can help others if you are capable. If you are capable to study, you can study from others. See? You will find that which is done by food, sleep doesn't do. See? If you explain one by one all these fountains, it will take many days. All these primitive fountains have their impact on human mind and body. Remember that. It is better to regulate them. Regulate. I am not telling you not to do them or do them. That's not my point. Just to regulate them. Regulating means finding your own capacity. Many women nag their husband for sex because I'm a counselor. Please don't feel bad. So one day the marriage falls apart. Many men demand so much for sex and are not competent, marriage falls apart. They are rash in their sexual act. This is creating great havoc in the world. If you are honest to yourself, you will always say, women say, there are only few men in the world. And men say, these women are wretched, too much demanding, they don't understand what we are going through, we are providers. They have their own arguments. Best way is to understand each other, create a bridge of understanding. If love does not have understanding, marriage creates sickness for which there is no medicine, no counseling. So Patanjali says, regulate all your appetites. Now, when you get up in the morning, I want to start giving you a schedule. Otherwise, there is not much time. Try to get up early in the morning before sunrise. Modern man, I have never read a poetry 50 years, in 50 years' time, written poetry on morning beauty. On evening beauty I have read. Because no poet wakes up in the morning. How will he write? Nobody wants to wake up early in the morning. They deprive themselves from that oxygen. Because at night, the trees release different gas. But in daytime, they release different gas because of the sunlight. When sun comes out of the bed, still there is no light. There is enough oxygen for us. Always leave your bed early in the morning. Don't excuse yourself for that. If a wife wants to does not want to be widow, she should be very strict with her husband. And for that, she should be strict with herself. You know. I read a book, one of the finest books on Indian food. There are two books, one Dr. B's and one that book written in German. He lived in India for 24 years to study Indian culture and food. And he's a friend of mine. He writes, Indian woman is the best woman in the world, but she is murderous. So I said, what is he writing? She is so good to her husband, she'll say, aur khalo ji, please take a little bit more. And if he doesn't take, he said, you don't love me. There is something wrong. Have I not cooked a good meal? Are you angry with me? Poor fellow said, this is not the sign and symptom of love that I overeat. No, eat something. Munne ke babu thoda sa aur kha le. Huh? He dies with heart attack and she becomes widow. This sort of love is injurious. In Western culture, you kill a bad thing. You go to hell. The refrigerator is there. If you want to eat, you eat. I have eaten, I am going to sleep. These two extremes are very bad. There is one thing very bad in Western culture and there is one thing very bad in Indian culture. What is Indian culture? Between father and son. Study this point. The son respects father so much that he will not speak anything what he is to. So obedient, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. He touches his feet and the lowest, whatever you say. Whether father says right or wrong, whole life he remains a puppet. Because he is obedient to his father. He cannot think beyond this. That's a bad thing. In Western culture, you never listen to your father. Hi, Pop. So you are deprived of that wisdom which your father has to give in the West.